constructed, they would have a place that they could call, and we would then be able to share it amongst like-minded citizens, activate court procedures, and in law seek relief. Over the years, what has started happening is through this 1-800 number, because of the phone calls we have received, we have empirical data on the numbers and violations of fundamental rights of Christian citizens of India. One of the biggest concerns that we have voiced every year and every 6 months as we release our reports, which are shared with the leadership here in India, from the Prime Minister, Home Minister, all the way to the opposition members and all of those in Parliament, that from 124 incidents, there are 124 incidents that we were able to record on our helplines. In 2015, the numbers as of last year crossed 900. We have over 5,000 incidents of violence against Christians that we have recorded and we have shared with all of those who would be concerned. The past Christmas showed us 150 different incidents happening within 2 days itself, when Christmas celebrations were happening, which shocked many. All of you, through your media, did cover the atrocities that Christians were facing. However, last year, the entire persecution of Christians took another angle. While life, liberty was our aim to protect for all members of the community, last year a case came in front of the Supreme Court whereby a son was trying to bury the body of his father in Chhattisgarh, and his body was not permitted to be buried, and for many days he struggled in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court did grant a mixed order to him, but had some very clear sanctions for the government. It had instructed the government that within 2 months the state of Chhattisgarh would set across through all its entire state demarcated burial grounds for Christian citizens to be able to honorably bury their dead. As we know, life and death are so merged into one, and all faiths at the time of death have their different customs, have their rituals, whether it is for personal solace, whether it is for healing, whether it is for family coming together. But in this time of grief and mourning, it is very clear that all people unite from all communities. But what has been happening in the states of Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand, in Orissa, is we are seeing for the last 1 year that human remains are being exhumed and their bodies are being taken 30-40 kilometers out of their burial sites and being reburied, or the bodies have gone missing. Over 40 such incidents have been recorded by the United Christian Forum in 2024, and the numbers are constantly increasing. We are very grateful, and I will read out the passage from our press release that yesterday on the 18th of February, and please, there has been a typographical error on my part in the press release that has come to you. Kindly ensure that on para 3, you would strike out the date which reads December 19th, 2025, and please correct that as February 18th, 2026. On February 18th, 2026, a bench consisting of Justices Vikram Nath, Sandeep Mehta, and Justice Anjaria issued an interim order for immediate cessation of exhumations of buried bodies in Chhattisgarh. The court issued notice for the 10th state returnable in 4 weeks, adding in the meantime no further exhumation of buried bodies shall be permitted. Now, as you know, that this order was prompted by a public interest petition that was submitted by the Chhattisgarh Association for Justice and Equality, which garnered support from pastors, social activists, a physician, and affected local residents. Senior advocate Colin Gonzalez, representing the petitioners, underscored the dire circumstances faced by Christian families in tribal villages where their deceased relatives are being forcibly removed from community burial sites and relocated without consent. He pointed out that these exhumations are not isolated events but reflect a recurring trend throughout southern Chhattisgarh, particularly in tribal regions. The petition detailed how burial grounds that have traditionally been accessible to all villagers are now being informally restricted to certain religious groups